This program is brought to you by Statesboro Natural Gas.
And now, since it is April, the month of Easter, we're going to do the age-old tradition of dyeing your Easter eggs. We already have some Easter eggs that have been already dyed and colored, and I'm going to do a few more. We do have one in this orange cup, and we have blue, green, red, yellow. You can tie-dye your Easter eggs. You can mix and match. Like we could do Georgia Southern, and we could put one half in the blue, and then turn it over. It will get a little bit messy and dye your hands. And then the other half in yellow. And the yellow may take a little bit longer because it is a lighter color. But we have a Georgia Southern Easter egg. And then we're going to let that dry. And I really love dyeing Easter eggs. My family was very traditional around the Easter holiday. We always dyed Easter eggs. And I'm sure all of you have dyed Easter eggs before, so it's not a big science or method to it. We're just dropping them in to the colored Easter cups, and then you let them wait. And you're also going to add a dash of vinegar. And you can see we can already take out these Easter eggs, and they are colored, but the secret is the longer you keep them in the colored water, the darker they get. It's all about experimenting. This one went a little brown, but it kind of has that speckled appearance. So it's all about experimenting and just having fun with Easter dyeing. It doesn't have to be precise, or you don't have to have the prettiest eggs on the block. It's just all about having fun.
Everyone needs time to take a break from work and relax. Come take advantage of the garden's 11 acres filled with flowers bursting with purples, whites, reds, and yellows. Close your eyes and feel the breeze brush your cheeks as the birds serenade you from the shady trees. Sign up for a one-year membership by September 1st and enter a drawing for a free plant during our fall plant sale, along with great discounts on our popular events like Wine, Moonlight, and Magnolias. Membership levels start at $35 with increasing benefits. For more information on the garden and memberships, visit our website at georgiasouthern.edu/garden.
The first thing I'm going to start with is a cornbread and sausage dressing that my kids absolutely love, and it too only has about 5 things in it. And the first thing I'm going to start with is just a dried, and I know that this is a sin in the South to use dried cornbread, but I don't really care because, like I said, my kids eat it, and what my kids eat, I cook. So I have a dried cornbread dressing, and it's already flavored with herbs in it. And what I want to do is take chicken broth, and it's going to be completely by eye that I do this. Work the liquid in until it's good and wet, like wet bread that you can mash. And then I'm going to have a can of cream of mushroom soup to go with my 2 cups of liquid. And that is beginning to look like a Thanksgiving dressing. Okay, now, and I have my kitchen shears. These are my favorite things in the kitchen. I went ahead and I baked this sausage for about 40 minutes on 350. And I got the sausage from Ellis Meat Market. And that's going to be enough sausage. So I have a couple of links left. And I'm just going to use my cooking shears one more time. And I am going to put about a tablespoon of olive oil in this casserole dish. And this isn't too messy of a meal either, because pretty much everything is in the oven. I am going to put this in the oven for about 45 minutes on 350. At about 35 minutes, I'll start checking it to see if the top has browned.
This program is brought to you by Statesboro Natural Gas.
So if we had orange dye or orange sprinkles, these would look a lot like carrots. So it's really simple. It's the age-old dipping the strawberries in the white chocolate. Just dip it around.
Okay.
And then when it comes out, if this was orange, it would look like a carrot.
Well, but we have the Walker Farms here has the rainbow carrot. There are white carrots. Oh, it could be a parsnip.
There we go.
It's a parsnip. It's an Easter parsnip.
Parsnip.
When I was thinking of what a good dessert might be for a spring or Easter lunch, I thought like an orange trifle or a lemon trifle or a lime trifle, something that had citrus in it, would be just a real light, springy, refreshing type of dessert. And trifles, because a lot of them at least are cold, I thought that would be a good one too for when we're starting to heat up here in Statesboro. So I look all over Statesboro for lime coolers, and imagine this, Statesboro doesn't have lime coolers in it. They have lemon coolers, but not lime coolers. And some of you may have heard of the Bird Cookie Company, and I know for every Christmas, my family gets Bird Cookie Company lime coolers. And they come in a little tin, and it has scenes from Savannah on it. Well, I decided I'd make lime coolers, and I bought all the ingredients to make lime coolers, and then I rounded a corner, and I found a key lime cake mix. And if you don't know this, a cake mix also can be a cookie mix. You just keep the liquid out of it. And when I say liquid, I'm not talking about melted butter. That doesn't count as liquid. I'm talking about milk or water. And I'm just going to kind of sift it without using a sifter and just using my whisk. I'm going to use 1 egg in this. The box calls for it. And 1 stick of butter melted. And I want you to just sprinkle it there because I'm going to roll this out on it. You got it. Do a little bit more. Okay, now sprinkle a little bit on top. And I'm using all-purpose flour because lime coolers are naturally very thin and they don't rise much. I don't want to use self-rising flour on these. And honestly, use as little flour as you possibly can. But I'm going to work this around like this. I'm working it around in a circle, and I'm doing that because I want to see this move. I want to know that there's enough flour underneath it so when I roll it out, they're not going to stick to the table. And there is. And I'm putting these on a Sil-Pat, which is essentially, it's a silicone pat. And I really like Sil-Pats for some things. This is one of the things I like it for. But there are other things that I don't like it for. I like parchment paper for some other things. It just depends on what I'm cooking. And see, the more you work it, the more flour it incorporates into them. And these should be thin, and the way a lot of people cook coolers, like lemon coolers or lime coolers like this, is they will roll them up and then they'll wrap them up in like plastic wrap and put them in the freezer for 30 minutes or in the refrigerator so they set and you can slice them real thin, but we don't have time to do that. And we're gonna put these in a 350-degree oven for about 15 minutes. We just wanna see them get a little bit brown on top.
This program is brought to you by Statesboro Natural Gas.
This is the other part of the trifle, and what I'm using here will be 2 packets of cream cheese, and they are room temperature. You want them room temperature. And we're also going to put in a tub of Cool Whip. I have my whisk if I need it, but I should not need my whisk. If they did it like this in 1833, we can do it like this today. Tell you what, I'm going to put my condensed milk in next. Bree, will you give what's left in that can to Ella? Because I know she wants it. So there are our 3 heavy ingredients. And that's very good. Now, I have 3 lemons and 3 limes. I know I said before that you need clean hands, and they are your best tool in the kitchen, but I have said this before, and I'm going to say it again. If you're going over to somebody's house to eat, and you would not eat food that they cooked with their hands, you probably don't need to go over to their house at all, because, you know. So I have a microplane, and I want the zest of 1 lemon. And when we say zest, we mean the outside of the lemon, and we do not mean any of the inside of the lemon. The zest is 1 scrape, and that is it. When you see the white, you're done. My daughter can eat lemon and limes plain, and I can too. Now I do want to use a little bit more of the zest of the limes. And that's it. For the trifle filling, that is it. And what I want to do with this is put this back in the refrigerator for about an hour and let it set up. My lime coolers are going to be done in a minute, so we're going to take those out and let those cool. And then when we come back, I'm going to show you how I cook my roast for Easter.
This program is brought to you by Statesboro Natural Gas.
Wasn't that excellent? Excellent, Scott. All right. So now that we've had our fun, we have dyed our eggs. My hands are all multicolored, and we've juggled our peeps thanks to our wonderful talent, Scott. Now we're going to get to the real stuff, cooking your Peeps s'more casserole. And this should be just a no-brainer. Peeps, marshmallows, duh, they need to be in s'mores. And it's the perfect Easter recipe, and it's so easy to do. First, we are going to take a sleeve of graham crackers, and you want to crush them up. This is going to be at the bottom of your pan. So we have got pretty much all of that crushed up, for the most part. Into a mixing bowl, you want to have, look at my handy dandy cookbook, you want to have 1 stick of butter melted. Pour that in. Then you want to have 1/3 cup of brown sugar. Now I know I may be getting a lot of hate for using a liquid measuring cup. Yes, I did take home ec. I know the difference between a solid and a liquid measuring cup. This is what you should be using, but we do not have a 1/3 cup measuring cup. So I did the best I could and I added it in the liquid measuring cup. It'll be the same. If you have more sugar, then it's not that big a deal. Everybody wants more sugar. And then 1 tablespoon of vanilla, which I love vanilla extract. Ooh, I think it smells amazing. We should take a whiff. Yeah, it smells amazing. Pour it in there. And then you'll mix this up together. And then, which did not take long at all, you're going to pour this on top of your graham crackers. I like to get every last drop, just pour that on top. These are multicolored for springtime. I'm sure you can find the pastel colored ones, any kind. Even if you want to get nutty, you can have some M&Ms with nuts. Once again, your traditional s'more recipe. You've got your graham crackers, your chocolate, and now your marshmallows. I was actually thinking about my favorite Easter candy, and it's not the Peep. Sorry, Peep. But my favorite Easter candy that my mom always knows she has to put in my Easter basket is the white chocolate Easter bunny. Not the milk chocolate, which I do like regular chocolate, but it has to be the white chocolate Easter bunny. And then you want to put your oven on 350, let it preheat, and then put it in the oven for 15 minutes, and you're all good to go. It was locked, I thought.
This program is brought to you by Statesboro Natural Gas.
I've got self-rising flour because I'm about to make gravy and a mess. The standard amount of flour that you want to use in a gravy is 1/4 cup. That's for a roux, for a gravy. That's just a standard measurement for making gravies and roux and that type of thing. So I've got the 1/4 cup of flour, and I'm going to put about 3 tablespoons of room temperature butter in it. I'm doing this so it won't make lumps. You'd never be able to get the lumps out. But if you incorporate it into the butter, you're in good shape. I should tell you how I cooked it. I cooked it, like I said, covered. I cooked it for about 2 hours on 350, and then I cooked it for about 30 more minutes on 250. So about 2.5 hours. And I'm going to let that rest even more. Actually, I say I'm making a base. I'm making the roux right now. Beef broth, yeah, that's it. I just call it the same thing, but it's really not the same thing. So don't listen to me, just watch me. And this is my favorite gravy. I could bottle it and sell it. And there's not a lot of things that I do I could bottle and sell, but there are a few. I'm going to let that come back up to a simmer. Before I put this in the oven, I seared it, and I put pepper, and I put garlic salt on it. Last thing that I'm going to put into this gravy is light cream. This light cream in the can is kind of like creme fraiche, and if you know what creme fraiche is, it's kind of a mix between sour cream and heavy cream. So it has more of the consistency of sour cream and the taste of heavy cream, which is essentially liquid butter. All right, so now all I'm going to do is put my roast back in. I'm going to put it in the gravy. And now I need to take my dressing out. And we'll let that cool down a little bit. We'll let that cook, and when we come back, we'll put our trifle together.
This program is brought to you by Statesboro Natural Gas.
Before we left, I said that we were going to put our trifle together, but I was wrong. I forgot we have asparagus to put together before we put our trifle together. But that's really good because the trifle needs to stay in the refrigerator as long as it possibly can. These are just the easiest things in the world to do. You do not want to get, I think I just hit my mic. You do not want to get canned asparagus. Do not get canned asparagus for any reason. There's no reason to do that. You need to get real asparagus and then snap it. And where it snaps is where you want to cut it. Now, if I have like some super duper chefy cooks out there, you could save that and make vegetable stock out of that and maybe some other vegetables, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to cook asparagus. Speaking of this, my children love this too. They love asparagus. I've got them liking lentils. And get it just good and coated. And then I'm going to wrap a few stalks in bacon. We're going to bake it. About 4 stalks per bundle is what you want. And you want this side right here, that side right there to go down. But it does need to be pretty secure and tight. Yet another Ellis Meat Market meat. I do think of asparagus as my green French fries. I think it's a great substitute for French fries. And my children actually, honestly, would rather have asparagus than French fries, which makes me happy. It doesn't go along with me, but there we go. That's our bacon wrapped asparagus. And I'm going to put this in the oven, also maybe for about 30 minutes on 350.
Drum roll. No need. I don't need a drum roll.
It is Scott!
Awesome. You got the strawberries down. Let
Yes,
those
we'll move this
do their
out of the
thing.
way. This was saved for somebody special.
Perfect.
Sorry, not you.
I didn't want them anyway, so it's all right. Well, we got our special M&Ms.
Yes.
Little Easter eggs, and not that one. Easter eggs, not that one either. Well, some of them have bunnies and some of them have Easter eggs on them. There you go. There's a little bunny.
Aww.
This little cute bunny right there. Multicolored for Easter. Nice spring colors. The light
Yeah.
green,
Yeah.
the aqua. Oops.
Uh-oh.
Got it. It's all right.
Ooh, impressive.
All right. So first we started off. I already made the batter for us. You take the Bisquick mix, the easy stuff.
Yeah.
Crack in 2 eggs, and then pour in about a cup of milk. Now we wanted ours a little bit fluffier since we're adding M&Ms, so we added about a cup and a third of milk. What we're gonna do is pour the mix on and then put the M&Ms in.
Oh, okay. Once again, super simple to do.
I like to make more than one at a time. So pour one. I'll make a smaller one here on the side. These are cooking just fine. You can see when the top starts to get a little bit crust. I don't want to say crusty, but a little bit less liquidy around the edges.
Okay.
Then it's time to flip them.
Okay. Now, are you good at flipping?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm gonna scoop under it and flop it right over.
Hey.
Looks like it has a little dimple there too.
Oh, that's so cute. So you say you do not get fancy with your toppings, you only do syrup?
Some butter and some pure maple syrup, and I'm set.
Okay. I'm going to do a couple. Okay. Okay. Now, it's starting to bubble already. So, are we ready? Yeah?
The bubbles are good, but
Okay.
they're popping. We want to wait for most of them to pop and the outside to look like it's cooked a good bit.
Okay.
You take anywhere from about a couple minutes to 3 or 4 minutes, 5 minutes even max.
Okay.
All right, so go from the middle, get underneath it, flip.
Oh, that's perfect. A little too brown for my taste, but I'll still eat it.
It's all right. Julian likes the brown ones. So. Growing up, my mom would always make little faces on them, have a lot of fun. Put some bacon, some sausage, and some eggs all around it. But Bree, coming up, is about to show us how to make an eggy bunny.
Literally.
And another thing, when was the last time you had a mammogram?
Oh, Harold, that's sweet. Are you trying to tell me you love me?
No, I just heard, you should get a mammogram every year.
Oh, Harold, now you know you trying to tell me that you can't live without me.
I wouldn't read too much into it. I'm just saying, who water the plants?
Oh, Harold, you are a sweetheart.
To find out about low or no-cost mammograms in your area, call 1-800-4CANCER.
So Scott and I kind of previewed what we were about to do in this next segment, and we are literally making an egg bunny. So you want to fill up a cup or a bowl with your fluffy eggs. This is super, super simple, guys. You just scramble your eggs, fill them up in the bowl, make sure they're really nice and fluffy, and then we're going to decorate it and make the face of a bunny with simple ingredients that are probably around your house, and also really healthy with your strawberries and your blueberries. And so first we're going to make the ears of the bunny with bacon. That's also super simple to make. So we're going to stick the ears in here. Then we're going to make the nose of the bunny. I'm going to use one of our pastel M&Ms for that. We'll use the M side up. Ah, the M side up is really like a nose. Perfect. And now for your whiskers. We have seen this picture with string cheese. You could use pretzels, but we have cut strawberries to make it even healthier into little bitty slivers. And then you just kind of arrange them like whiskers. I think that I'm going to eat this right after we get done. And we're going to eat everything that we have cooked this entire show. We realized that it's not much of a breakfast. It's not much of a lunch on its own. It is the best of both worlds. My favorite meal, it is brunch, and we're going to have that right when we come back.
The Habitat for Humanity Restore collects donated items and sells them to the public. The proceeds help Habitat for Humanity build homes for the people of the Statesboro community. The Restore carries items such as appliances, furniture, repair materials, and more. The Restore is located at 20 East Cherry Street in downtown Statesboro. For more information, please call 912-764-5777.
It's a feast.
Yes, it is. It's my favorite meal, brunch, and we finally get to dig in after all this cooking.
I know it looks great. We have the Peeps casserole. We have a citrus trifle. We have our bunny in a cup.
Our egg bunny.
Our eggy bunny.
Yes.
We have chocolate covered strawberries that are really parsnips, or date parsnips.
Yep.
And how was our date, by the way?
And I think I'd come back for a second round. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Pancakes with the M&Ms in them, pastel colored M&Ms in them. Our asparagus wrapped in bacon. We have our sausage and cornbread dressing. Our roast and gravy. And then if somebody just wants a hard-boiled egg, there they are.
And we also need something to wash all this down.
Let's do it. You've never popped a champagne cork. Is that correct?
I'm just inexperienced when it comes to alcohol. I need your help.
I don't know nothing about alcohol.
You don't? Okay.
I'm going to... Oh!
Oh my goodness!
That was awesome.
I know that was your first reaction.
How's that look?
Looks good to me.
I say let's dig in.
Let's dig in.
And then go to church.
Okay.
Done.
Let's eat and pray.
That's right.
Yeah.
Eat, pray, love.
Eat, pray, love.
Oh my God.
Oh.